Recently, my roommate started playing Skyrim again. And one thing that stuck out to me immediately was how much I enjoyed watching him play it while I was coding or working on my Twitch and YouTube channels. So much so that I dedicated a lot of my recent videos to Bethesda and their past and upcoming games and what made them so great. And now, after making a couple of these videos and gathering my thoughts more, I've had time to ponder about why. Why Skyrim made me so passionate enough to make videos about it, and why I remember so fondly not only Bethesda games, but some of the great games of my childhood. Well, that's a hard question to answer, because quite honestly, it doesn't have one. You see, for a lot of us, games mean something different. And for each of us, it is because of that very fact that we grow to love certain moments in gaming and types of games, and push to the side others. But when I really thought about it, through all the videos I've made, and through the games I've loved, is there anything that stands out? Something that would not make a game on its own, but certainly could shape it forever. Boob physics. It was number 2. It was close. It didn't quite make it. Because the biggest thing that I can think of that had an impact on me was actually the music. The main reason I enjoyed sitting on the couch with my roommate playing Skyrim was, in the simplest terms, the atmosphere. And while the atmosphere was largely attributed to the stunning environments, the birds chirping, and most certainly the sounds of water flowing through a canyon, what truly had the most profound impact on me was much more simple: the music. Here's a scene in Skyrim. Nothing out of the ordinary, just traveling through the game as you normally would. The only difference here is no music. So let's see how that feels.
I'm here to buy food, Miss Lee. I suppose you don't need to worry about that.
Yes, Housecar. We'll leave immediately. It's just us against the dragon. Is that it?
Now, let's watch it again, but this time with the music.
Mister, could you spare a point? I'm here to buy food,
Yes, Housecar. We'll leave immediately. It's just us against the dragon.
The effect a good score and a good set of theme-appropriate and inspired music can have on a game is quite astounding. And it's not just in the Elder Scrolls series where we see it. Recently, on my Twitch stream, I've been playing a lot of a new game called Hades. Hades is a new roguelike game from Supergiant, the guys behind Bastion and Transistor. And, as you might expect, it has all the love and polish, and even more, than all the previous games. Hades is great on so many levels that I can't break it down just here in this video. But the reason I bring the game up is throughout all the great things that it does in its playthrough, one of the most impactful, maybe the most impactful moments in the game for me was this.
To the next one. That's Orpheus.
welcome.
No further debts to be paid. Atlas can rest his weary bones. The weight of the world.
Up until this point in Hades, I had been doing nothing but desecrating monsters and feeling damn good about it. And by no means was that a bad thing. In fact, I love the gameplay of Hades, the different enemies and bosses, the different weapons and playstyles, along with the story you experienced along the way. But what caught me off guard about this moment was just how much it really added to the game. I was used to running into a new room and absolutely obliterating everything I saw on sight as quickly as possible. But now, for the first time ever, I was met with a completely different experience. No enemies, no traps to dodge, just one NPC and the sound of music. You would think in a game like Hades that this would simply be annoying. After all, I'm here to kill things, upgrade myself and my loot, and not sit back and take in the atmosphere. But that is exactly what happened. This moment in Hades is quite literally exactly when I realized how great the game truly is. Having the courage to slow down its pace and instead let the player bask in the atmosphere of the moment elevates it to a higher level, truly. And more than anything in this moment, it is the music that captures your imagination, that makes you stop and listen and take in the scene around you. Up until this point, I hadn't really stopped to look at any of the environments I was going through in Hades. I knew the graphics were pretty good, but I never stopped to see all the love and care put into the environment by the artists. But the music changed all of that. I started to slow my pace down, to take in each new environment, and to really look around the world I was in. And well, I was rewarded. I started finding secret events and just listening to the lore about the Hades world, the underworld. And while I was interested in everything going on before, it is only when the game stopped and showed me the music of the world that I became fully immersed and decided to dig even deeper. You see, music in games, in all mediums really, might honestly be the most powerful emotional igniter of all. In Hades, when you hear the lady's soft singing for the first time, the game finally clicks. In Elder Scrolls, the sound of an atmospheric score as you traverse Tamriel makes it noticeably more impactful. And even when we look into games like Doom, where the music isn't as, let's say, heartfelt, the game still excels because of it. I'd show you the scene with the music not there again, but I think it's obvious how impactful it is in this case. The sounds of heavy metal as you rip your enemies to shreds quite literally is what makes Doom so great. The gameplay is amazing in its own right. The high intensity that you feel in almost no other games is unexplainable. But we would be kidding ourselves if, just like the Elder Scrolls and Hades, that we didn't take from Doom another experience, the music. And looking back to so many of the games that I grew up with, and quite frankly fell in love with, this is the case. Imagine Mass Effect without the wonder and mystery of the score. Imagine Halo without its oh so recognizable theme song. Imagine Zelda with no music. As much as we praise games for their stories, the gameplay, the characters, we at the same token seem to, in many ways, simply see the music as a supporting role. While all features of a game have a drastic effect on how well it is received, I think we need to start looking more towards the music. Something that at first glance can seem really rudimentary. But upon further inspection, we find that music in games has a commanding and drastically important effect upon us. So next time you're playing your favorite game, or the next big thing, take a moment to sit back and listen. Does the music make you feel like you are part of the world? Does it make you feel like you are in the heat of combat? Does it make you feel? Because at the end of the day, games are entertainment. And like any medium, to entertain is to make the audience feel something. And I think, more than any other part of a game, the music is what makes you feel like the game is supposed to make you feel like. It is funny how sometimes people rarely talk about or merely brush it over, when in reality it is something that can quite literally make or break a game. I remember when Dragon Age Inquisition first came out, a lot of people hated it. They argued it was too grindy, it had a lot of bugs, and overall, BioWare had lost their touch. But weirdly enough, for me, I really liked the game. And it was hard for me to explain to others why I liked it. This game everyone was touting as rubbish, I loved, but why was that? If you had asked me before, I would have said it was because the game had heart. It had soul. But if you pressed me further on the question, I don't know that I could have actually explained how. But looking back after all this time, I can firmly say that it was moments like this that left their mark.
Shadows fall and hope has fled. Steel your heart, the dawn will come. The night is long and the path is dark. Look to the sky, for one day soon the dawn will come. The shepherd's lost and his home is far. Keep to the stars, the dawn will come. The night is long and the path is dark. Look to the sky, for one day soon the dawn will come.
But yeah, guys, thanks again for watching. I really enjoy making deep dive videos like this, and I appreciate all the feedback you guys have been giving me. I think it has really helped me improve every video, and hopefully you guys could see that in all the recent videos and all the new things I'm making. And I really do want to thank you all for the support, as I've been working really hard on my Twitch and YouTube channels for a little over a year now. And while we're still quite small, and it's definitely a lot of hard work, I have to say I'm much more proud of the content we are making on all platforms, as opposed to what we were doing before. So I'll keep grinding, and and make sure that if you guys do enjoy the content, that you hit the subscribe button, or go check me out on my Twitch channel if you do want to get to know me a little bit more and talk about topics like this live with me, as that is kind of my main thing that I'm trying to grow with my YouTube and all of this content creation. And as always, guys, I'll see you next time.